The country awaits a decision on whether Fulton County DA Fani Willis will be disqualified from the election interference case, or will she stay on it, involving former President Donald Trump. Atlanta News First anchor and attorney Joy Lim-Nakrin following the very latest for us. Joy?
Good afternoon, Tracy. So we are awaiting that decision at any moment now, and it comes as new legislation has put prosecutors under tighter scrutiny here in Georgia. Ms. Willis is facing allegations that she misused taxpayer funds and crossed ethical boundaries by having a romantic relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade. The judge overseeing the case will announce his decision on whether to disqualify her from the case against Mr. Trump by the end of day tomorrow. Now, as we do await that decision, Governor Brian Kemp has signed a new bill into law aimed at overseeing and disciplining prosecutors. It's Senate Bill 332. And it creates rules and procedures for the Prosecuting Attorneys Qualified Commission. That's an agency that was formed last year to ensure that prosecutors fulfill, quote, constitutional and statutory duties. But critics say the Republican-created agency is actually partisan and is part of a so-called witch hunt against Willis. Now, also this week, the judge overseeing the case against the former president and his allies dismissed 6 of the 41 charges. So what does all this mean for the case? Well, I have an attorney and legal analyst joining me live in studio to break it all down, coming up at 3:45 here on Peachtree TV.
Joy, we'll see you then. To read more about Willis's disqualification case and the allegations made against her, download our free Atlanta News First app.